Hey guys, welcome to this lesson. I'm going to talk about using commas here in this lesson, and I'm going to break this concept for you in very simple format such that you don't make mistakes here at all. Now remember, using commas in sentences is not just important for your writing section, it is also important for your speaking because it tells the listener as to when you are pausing and it gives clarity to your answers, right? Of course, it gives clarity in the writing area as well, because otherwise your sentence is just a series of words without any break. Right? Okay. So remember that commas are placed after words, phrases, or clauses that act as separators. Now, any word in English does not function as a separator. These are called as separators. Firstly, besides, however, surprisingly, nevertheless. Now, these are also called introductory words because they kind of change the tone of the sentence that's coming after. Right? Take a look at this example. Besides, she was not interested in making the purchase. Now, in this case, besides, it's kind of indicating that this is not just the reason, there's also another reason as to why this lady is not making the purchase. Right? So, besides means apart from. Correct? Very different from beside, by the way. Now, these are the words. Firstly, also indicates that you're giving one reason as to why something can happen. However, is like a contrast. Surprisingly indicates that you are surprised or taken aback by this fact. Right? Nevertheless means however or although, not really contrasting, but whatever you did, this happened. Right? So it's a vague translation of although in as a separator. So this is how you use a comma after words that function as separators. Take a look at other situations where you use a comma. Names also function as separators sometimes. You didn't know this, I'm sure, right? So if you can read these sentences here, the names are present at the end of a sentence, and when you place names or such salutations at the end, you will always put a comma before that. I didn't know you had to go through these issues, Priya. I didn't know you were supposed to meet me, sir. Right? Although the pause there is very brief, it's still there and the comma still functions there. Okay? So please remember that names also function as separators when they are at the end or at the beginning of a certain sentence. Next situation where you put commas is phrases. On the one hand, in addition, with regard to, similar to something, in addition, right? All these also function as separators in a sentence. Take a look at this example. To solve the problems of the public, a lot of celebrities have pitched in. Now, this is definitely separating itself from the main sentence, which is a lot of celebrities have pitched in. Now you have to understand how these separators give clarity to a sentence and also suggest what the sentence is all about. Right? Take a look. To solve this problem indicates that you're giving a solution. On the one hand, indicates that you are trying to contrast from something else later on. In addition means that you're adding something. Right? So these separators not just give clarity, but when you add a comma, the sentence itself becomes like a good connection to the earlier one, which is why cohesive devices are held of such high importance in your writing and speaking. Right? But it is not the case that only these cohesive devices help establish connections. Cohesive devices are a whole together different topic. But what I'm focusing on today is using comma after certain cohesive devices. Okay, go check out my lesson on examples in writing task 2 to understand about cohesive devices. Yeah. Okay, next where commas are placed is in clauses. When you have clauses like these, what is a clause firstly? A clause is something that has a subject, a verb, sometimes an object as well. It cannot really function as a full sentence sometimes, but it can also function as a full sentence most of the cases. Yes, take a look. This here also functions as a clause. This here is also a clause. This can function as a full sentence, but this cannot. right? Now, these clauses altogether is an altogether different concept, but what I want to say here is when you start your sentence with such clauses, you put a comma after that. Okay, take a look. When I saw you for the first time, comma. Although there are sufficient safety measures, comma. If there had been a lockdown, comma. Having studied law is also a clause, although it doesn't have a subject, it still functions as a clause because of this verb here. I understand the criticality of passing a verdict. Okay, now these clauses also require a comma after them. Some clauses require a comma before them, and you can find them with and, but, yet, or so clauses. There are cases when their commas are not used at all, as in there are no commas in a certain sentence. I will do that as a separate lesson, but for now, understand where commas are used. In fact, in my advanced classes, I do detailed sessions on only commas and complex and compound structures. Now, if you want to know about these sessions and wish to be a part of our advanced programs, you have the admissions form at the end of this video and also in the description of this video. You can fill it out and let us know your requirements. We'll connect with you and help you understand the program that's best fit for you. All right, I'll see you in another lesson. Until then, make sure you implement these concepts into practice. Bye-bye, stay safe.